What is happening, vape fam? Joel Vapes coming at you again, bringing it to you as typical. So, talking about a flavor called Honeytap e-liquid today. Okay, I've been holding on to these flavors for quite some time. They've since upgraded a few of their flavors. So, we started out in the evolution of this company old school. Okay, this was the first label and the first bottle that they had. And then they upgraded big time, as you can see. Okay, there's a big difference in the labeling, just the artwork, the overall professionalism that goes into these. Teensy agrees. Okay, always trying to get her 15 minutes. But the cool thing about this company is that they've got a ton of different flavors, definitely about 10 plus. So you've got plenty to work with, okay? Skirted way under the August 8th deadline, right way before that, as a matter of fact. If you do not want to go with the glass dripper bottle, they've also got their brand new plastic gorilla tipped bottled ones, and you know, these are just ease. Stick them in your pocket and away you go. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 signature flavors right now. We're going to go through all of these with you, and going to give you a little bit of information into you know, just the description and whatnot. And we're going to start with the crackberry. So the description for the crackberry, first of all, it's a 70-30, so you're going to get decent clouds and flavor on this one. Crunch berries and custard. That's just a simplified description for you on that one. And I have tried all of these. Typically the cereal vapes, you know, are kind of hit and miss for me, as I'm sure they are for a lot of people, because once those flavors hit the market, everybody made them, you know what I mean? So they started to kind of all taste the same. The one thing I like about this flavor is that they put a little bit more emphasis behind a creamy custard base for it. So you do get the crunch berries flavor, which is pretty darn decent, actually. So they did the blending and the mixology fairly good on this one. But the custard flavor is really what keeps it together. So it's a nice blend, something decadent, a little bit more rich. The flavor is consistent. So you get the berries on the inhale, you get the custard on the back end coming up just a little bit, dissipating on the exhale. Really good blend between the two of those, though. So that was the crackberry. If you like your cereals but want something kind of, you know, still sweet and berryish, a little bit citrus, but still like a good milky kind of a custardy flavor, I think the crackberries is going to be solid for you. The next one in the 30 milliliter is Skittles. Don't really have to get much more into the description than that. It literally tastes like a handful of Skittles. Now, the one thing that I did notice about this is that it's not very heavy on this kind of that citrusy, tart, real sweet, overly sweet flavor that sometimes Skittles can get. You take a handful of them and that's about as far as you can go, you know what I mean? So one little bag will do you. I appreciated that because I typically don't like a lot of super ultra massively sweety soury stuff. After a while, like I said, you kind of get tired of it, your taste buds get burnt. But this stuff was just mellow enough to make me keep wanting to vape it. So in the summertime especially, it's nice to have something this refreshing, just to kind of break it up between some of the darker, richer, more decadent flavors. And Skittles, I think if you guys are candy vapors, a lot of people are candy vapors just straight up. You guys are going to like that one. So that one's a decent flavor. Root beer is the next flavor. If you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, you know where I'm going with this. Pretty simple and straightforward. A straightforward, nice root beer flavor. Really good on the inhale. Solid on the exhale. Not too strong. About midline. But you know what? To be honest with you, a bit generic for my taste. So, you know, there's a lot of flavors out there, and it really is up to the e-juice manufacturer to do what they can to sort of spice it up a little bit. Not literally, but make it a little bit different from brand to brand to brand. But then again, you've got your tried and true favorites, your ones that you know, if you've got other brands in that line that taste really, really good, then they're going to buy more, and they're going to buy specifics. So I think having one that is just basically a good old tried and true flavor, like a good root beer, is always very good. You know, because you can always mix it up with a custard flavor, and you got a root beer float. You know what I mean? So not too deep on that one. Rainbow sherbet is the next flavor. Once again, pretty much a straightforward old classic favorite. This one was not too heavy on the citrus, which I really dug. And it came across as pretty darn sweet. That's actually what I got working right here. Nice and refreshing, very sweet. You definitely taste some strawberry in there, a little bit of orange, a little bit of lime. So decent mixology on that one. The blend was pretty solid. And I'll get into the grading scale a little bit later, guys. So Morning Delight is in the handy dandy little gorilla tip bottle here, a little plastic one. And the Morning Delight is a blueberry waffle with graham cracker back in flavor. This one was really tasty for me. A lot of the time when you kind of mix up certain flavors, like a lot of the breakfast vapes, but you can really taste individual flavors in this one. The first inhale, I was tasting the blueberries. Secondly, you definitely get across a very solid, you know, that waffly, mapley, really good flavor. The syrup with that sweetness, kind of rich and decadent. Little bit of a butter flavor, nothing too heavy, but then the graham cracker kind of comes up on the back end. It keeps everything nice and solid. So a little bit deeper on the exhale. Inhale, you're going to taste the blueberries and the waffles. It's a very nice combination. Just take a little taste right there, especially for the morning. Banana Cream Dream is the next one. This is your traditional banana pudding with your little vanilla wafers around the outside, you know what I mean? A little bit deeper on the custard flavor, which I really appreciated. A good banana vape can never be disappointing, you know what I mean? At least for me. I'm a dessert vapor, so, you know, I think that'll bridge the gap between the dessert and the breakfast vapors. Even tasting it, everything comes out very detailed. So definitely taste the vanilla from the vanilla wafers. The banana extract was fairly decent quality, and the custard flavor was not too heavy. So kind of midline, keeping everything together. Inhale, you get the banana and the vanilla wafers. Exhale, you get a little bit more of that custard, and it just kind of dissipates, allowing all the lighter flavors just to really shine through. So the Banana Cream Dream, definitely one of my favorites out of this one. Banana Cream Dream, definitely my favorite out of the entire line. And the last flavor that we got here is Slimer. Just in time for the new Ghostbusters movie, guys. So this one was a very tasty one. It's kind of a citrus high C flavored, and they actually touch base with that in the on the description on the website too. If you go on to honeytapeliquid.com, you'll be able to see a lot more of their flavors than I have available here. A little bit more detail into the profile. So speaking of profile, let's get into the grading scale. So right across the board, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5 for the sweet factor. Everything was very sweet. Nothing was too outside the box, too little or too over. My tongue didn't get totally burnt off by a lot of the sweeter, more citrusy kind of berry flavors there. As far as cloud production is concerned, majority of these are 70-30 blends, other than the sherbet flavor, which is actually an 80-20. So you can drip that one pretty solid. You're going to get a solid amount of flavor out of that one as well. 20, I wouldn't go anything less with in terms of you know, flavor. Otherwise, you're going to sacrifice a lot of the taste for what you're trying to convey here. So cloud production is definitely going to get a 5 out of 5. As far as throat hit is concerned, absolute 0. So they were using a fairly decent nicotine extract on that one. We're talking consistency now. So consistency is basically the layers of all the flavors that they have within the profile itself. And every detail of the individual layers I could definitely taste in each and every one of these flavors. So the consistency luckily gets a 5 out of 5. And of course, profile is going to follow right behind that, getting a 5 out of 5 on the profile as well, because everything is kept real tight and everything in the description is exactly what you taste. So Honeytap e-liquid, wrapping it all up. Pretty decent flavors. Like I said, I've watched them early on from the development, you know, of the early little bottles here with just basically a paste and draw on label here. But hey, you know, we all got to start somewhere. Here's what I want you guys to do. If you get the chance, go on to honeytapeliquid.com, check out their website, check out Honeytap e-liquid on Instagram, check out their pictures and all the other different flavors that they have. Show these guys a little bit of support, guys. That's what advocacy is all about. And then if you get the opportunity, pick some up retail price. You know, it starts out at about 10 bucks a bottle and it goes up very reasonably priced after that. So you're not going to break the bank on this one, guys. If you dug this review, I hope you got something from it. Stick around because I got so much more stuff to talk about in the coming months. Spread the word here at Joe of All Vapes on YouTube. Check me out at Joe of All Vapes on Instagram. Got some decent discounts going on with a lot of the companies that co-represent back and forth. These are really great companies that care about the community and they care about advocacy, folks. So help these guys out as well. They'll help you out with bringing out more better product each and every month, God willing. You know what I'm saying? So this is Joe of All Vapes, your eye in the vaping sky, wishing you to stay humble, love yourselves, love each other, and you keep it cloudy.